If you are shopping for a mobility scooter, you are in the right place because most seniors waste between $300 and $2,000 on features they will never use. I have thoroughly researched the top models so you don't have to. Fair warning, one budget pick on this list outperforms scooters costing twice as much. Links are in the description, and stick around until the end because the winner will surprise you. So here's what actually goes wrong. You buy the wrong scooter, and 6 months later, you're either stranded with a dead battery 2 miles from home, or you're eating a $400 repair bill because the deck cracked on a curb it was never built to handle. This list covers 5 electric scooters ranging from $320 to $2,100. I've gone deep on the specs, the real owner feedback, and the terrain limits manufacturers quietly bury in the fine print. The methodology is simple: range under real-world load, build quality, hill performance, and whether resale value holds. Every pick gets a fair shot, and every weakness gets named out loud, because the scooter that looks safe at $400 can cost you far more than the one at $900. Let's get into it. So you want something under $320 that just works for short, predictable trips, not mountain trails, not marathon errands. That's the exact lane the SKRT mobility scooter sits in. At $319.99 at the time of this video, it's the most accessible price on this list, and it's hard to ignore that. 4 wheels, LED headlights, a basket, and the charger is actually included, which sounds obvious until you've bought something cheaper and watched a charging cable cost you an extra $40. The 24-volt, 12-ampere-hour battery is rated for up to 15 miles on a single charge, top speed caps at 4.5 miles per hour, and it supports up to 300 pounds. The disassembly into 5 pieces is genuinely useful if you're loading it into a standard car trunk. The swivel seat is a real thoughtful touch for anyone with limited mobility. Rotate, stand, done, no awkward twisting. Now, the trade-offs. This is where I have to be straight with you. There's no independent reliability data on this brand, no long-term owner reports we could pull. Rated 4.3 stars across 376 reviews, but that pull is thin for a mobility device you're depending on daily. The all-terrain claim is optimistic. Think smooth sidewalks and flat grass, not anything genuinely rough. If you're covering real distance or varied terrain regularly, this one quietly becomes the scooter that costs you twice. Once now, once when it can't keep up. But if your world is flat, your trips are short, and your budget is fixed at $319, it earns its spot here. Step up to the next pick, though, and the gap in build confidence becomes very hard to ignore. Now here's where the price jumps hard. At $1,890 at the time of this video, the Lagtom 4-wheel heavy-duty scooter is the most expensive pick on this list, and you feel that the second you read the spec sheet. This is built for one specific buyer, someone bigger, heavier, or doing rougher terrain who genuinely cannot compromise on capacity. The 500-pound weight limit is real, the 1,000-watt motor is real, and the 60-volt 20-amp-hour battery is a serious power package. Top speed hits 15 miles per hour across a variable dial. You're not locked into one gear. 16-inch fat tires with 2 rear shock absorbers mean sand, grass, and uneven pavement aren't automatic deal breakers. You also get a full lighting system, turn signals, reclining captain's seat with a seatbelt, locking glove compartment, USB charger, cup holder, and a keychain remote with anti-theft alarm. That is a genuinely long feature list. Who is it for? Heavy capacity riders who need all-terrain confidence and want every comfort checkbox ticked. Now the trade-offs. At nearly $1,900, the value math gets shaky fast. Buyers at this price point report it rides heavier and handles tighter spaces with noticeably less nimbleness than lighter competitors. And that weight becomes a real problem if you ever need to transport it. You're paying a significant premium. Make sure you actually need the 500-pound rating before you commit. But if that capacity is non-negotiable, nothing else here comes close. Now, what if you want that heavy-duty capacity and serious range, but you actually plan to leave the pavement? That's exactly the problem the EcoMoby MS03 Max is built for. Price wasn't confirmed at filming time, so check the description link for the current number, but wherever it lands, here's what you're getting. The MS03 Max runs a 1,000-watt motor, carries up to 550 pounds, and covers 32 miles per charge at up to 9 miles per hour. Those are the same headline numbers as the competition at this tier. What's different is the 13-inch pneumatic tires paired with a full front and rear suspension system. On gravel, grass, or a cracked sidewalk, that combination actually absorbs the hit instead of sending it straight up your spine. It's also FDA Class 2 medical device cleared, which matters if you're using this for anything beyond casual rides. The 18.5-inch padded seat adjusts in height and backrest angle, and it's supposedly rideable in under 10 minutes out of the box. Now, the trade-offs, 70 reviews at 4.3 stars is a thin sample. That's not a deal breaker, but it's not the confidence cushion that hundreds of verified buyers gives you. If independent ownership data matters to you, and it should, this one is still building its track record. Good specs on paper, just newer to the street. The next pick changes the conversation entirely. So the conversation changes like this. At $574.99, the Vive four-wheel mobility scooter is the pick for someone who needs real-world reliability and doesn't want to be the beta tester. Over 3,100 reviews at 4.3 stars, that's not a fluke, that's a track record. You feel that difference when you're making a purchase this personal. The scooter disassembles into 4 pieces, with the heaviest section, the rear, coming in at 29 pounds. That means standard car trunk, no cargo van required. Top speed is 3.7 miles per hour, and range stretches to 12.4 miles per charge, which covers a full day of errands, a theme park, an airport terminal. You pick. The 15.75-inch padded seat swivels, so getting on and off doesn't wrench your back. Flat-free 8-inch tires handle both indoor floors and outdoor surfaces without drama. And Vive backs the whole thing with a 5-year guarantee from a family-owned brand. That's not boilerplate, that's actual accountability. Who is this for? The price-conscious buyer who wants proven ownership numbers, simple disassembly, and enough range to stop counting miles. Now, the trade-offs, a 265-pound weight capacity, is on the lower end of this category, and 3.7 miles per hour won't satisfy anyone needing brisker outdoor pace. But if that ceiling fits you, this is where your money lands smartly. Step up to our #1 pick, though, and the performance gap gets hard to ignore. Here it is, the one that actually earns the top spot. At $2,099.90 at the time of this video, the Vivo heavy-duty 4-wheel mobility scooter is the pick for anyone who refuses to compromise on where they go or how much they carry. This is not a parking lot scooter. This is built for the person who wants to actually live in it. The 1,000-watt brushless motor handle slopes up to 20 degrees. That's a real incline, not a smooth ramp at a shopping center. The 500-pound weight capacity is the highest we've seen at this price. Full stop. And the 60-volt 20-amp-hour battery pushes a 21.5-mile range per charge, so a full day of errands, trail paths, and neighborhood runs won't leave you stranded halfway home. 4 16-inch rugged tubeless tires with spring suspension mean gravel and grass are not a problem. They're just Tuesday. The lockable rear trunk is a genuinely underrated detail. You're not cramming groceries into a basket, you're locking them away. 3 speed settings top out at 15 miles per hour, and you get disc brakes up front, a full 360-degree lighting system, and a built-in anti-theft alarm. Who is this for? Buyers who need serious capacity, real range, and terrain flexibility, and who want one machine that does all of it. Now the trade-offs. At just 179 reviews as of 2026, the long-term reliability data is thinner than we'd like. That's worth watching. But for raw capability at this price, nothing else on this list comes close. So, let's cut through it. Price per mile. The budget tier looks tempting until you stack the real-world payload against it. Lower weight capacity means you're babying the throttle on anything resembling a hill. Mid-tier models close that gap fast. Suspension is where the money actually shows. Budget options give you rigid forks and optimism. Spend more and you feel the difference on cracked pavement immediately. Battery longevity follows this same curve. Cheaper cells degrade faster, and many owners report noticeable range drop inside 18 months. On terrain, the premium picks handle loose gravel and moderate inclines without drama. The budget ones technically survive it, but you're white-knuckling it. Here's the honest summary. The lower tier wins on entry price only. Everything else, durability, comfort, real payload, long-term cost per mile, stacks against it. The higher you climb in this ranking, the fewer compromises you're quietly making. So here's the bottom line. If you only ever roll through airports and hotel lobbies, the $320 model gets you there, barely. But that's the one that quietly nickels and dimes you the moment real terrain shows up. Step up to the Vive, and you're getting genuine value for the money, solid build, honest payload, fair price. But if you want the specs to actually hold up long-term, outdoors, loaded, the Vivo earns its spot at the top. Better durability, real-world capacity, fewer compromises. Pick by use case, but pick with your eyes open. Links are in the description. All the links are in the description. Current prices, no fluff. If you've ridden any of these, drop your experience in the comments and subscribe if you want more reviews where nobody's cutting a check. See you in the next one.